Hey, hi, hello, ladies. How's it going? How's it going? Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing well. Me, I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for asking. And I'm just turning on this camera right now and dusting off this drama slop channel to make some enemies. I'm not here to make any salient points. I'm not here to take anyone down a peg with facts or logic. That isn't what we're doing here on the channel. We're making enemies by talking some shit. Now, it's been kind of clear, to me anyway, that I've been away from the commentary scene for a little bit. I haven't been pulsing in with the likes of Nicholas DeOrio in a long old time. So today, I thought it would be great to induct Nicholas DeOrio into my rogues gallery, because I have more than just one enemy. Over there on my main channel, I have all of these enemies, and right now, it's time to add Nicholas DeOrio to this list. So if you fuck with people talking shit about influencers on the internet, well, this is the channel for you. Hit like, press subscribe, and let's start talking about Nicholas DeOrio, okay? So we're gonna go back to I don't know, 2020, maybe just a little bit before that. Nicholas DeOrio was trying to make his way out onto the commentary scene. He started putting on his headphones and talking into a microphone and started talking shit on the internet. He made friends with this guy over here, Augie RFC, who made his videos from a closet, okay? This is what he did. But mostly, he had this live show. He was one of the first guys to do drama live streams at night or whatever, and he would bring in all of his friends. Nicholas DeOrio would be there. Edwin would be there. Flamenco would be there. He'd have Tipster and the co-host, Bo Blacks. More on him in a little bit. So as Nicholas DeOrio makes his way up the totem pole out there on the commentary scene, him and Augie are listening to this guy called Tommy C. So Tommy C would be the next influential figure in this guy's life over here, because Tommy C ran this fucking show or whatever, and it might have been a little bit before Augie's show. It might have inspired Augie's show. So when I'm giving Augie these flowers for being one of the first drama live streams, well, maybe Tommy C could be seen as a bit of a pioneer in that regard as well. But these guys are literally nobodies, okay? They're not getting any views, not getting any nothing, but they're all really worshiping this one fella out here who's the top of the drama scene, and his name is Keemstar. He's out here running this show called Drama Alert, and everybody on the internet around this time, from 2016 all the way up until the 2020s or whatever, were really fucking with Drama Alert. Whether you hated it or whether you loved it, it was a very polarizing show. People were watching it, people were consuming it, and all of these guys were there at the bottom, orbiting Keemstar and just trying to leech off him any way that they fucking could. Then there came a time where Keemstar wanted to start a show. I forget what it was called. It was like Baited or some Mom's Basement, whatever one of them. I think it was Baited, actually. And that's when Keemstar got in contact with Tommy C. Now, things are starting to look up for these people that just make their fucking shows in basements or whatever. Not even basements, in closets. And it almost puts a little bit of legitimacy on Nicholas DeOrio and Augie and Tommy C, but not a whole lot. That Augie RFC show that I was talking about, that these guys were all on, well, basically, they would get together, they would talk about whatever drama it was, and then they'd break apart and then make their little videos about the drama that was going on. And that kind of blew up Nicholas DeOrio a little bit when he started making all these videos, particularly about H3H3, I want to mention. Nicholas DeOrio was vicious towards H3H3, Ethan Klein, and the like. He didn't say a lot of very nice things towards them, and that's going to be a really big deal here in a little bit. So put that on the back burner, and for right now, we just got to talk about Nicholas DeOrio's ego. This guy considered himself to be like the mob boss of the commentary scene. And if you needed to be put out to pasture, well, then this guy was going to take it upon himself to make sure that you were swimming with the fishes, so to speak, in a commentary sense. Tipster over here was one of the guys that was getting the most views out of this entire fucking goon squad, they called themselves. But he was also one of the first to go. Whatever the reason was, I forget what it was. Fuck it, I don't even care. But there was a lot of drama between these guys, and Tipster had to go. And I didn't even mention John Swan. John Swan's not even in here. And John Swan might be even the biggest one, because John Swan got so many views as well, but he was also the most talented one of the bunch. John Swan could really put together a fucking video. But there was a whole bunch of drama with John Swan and Dream, and Nicholas DeOrio took it upon himself to get the truth, and he did, and then John Swan had to hit the bricks as well. Which is good, you gotta get the scum out of there, but you see what's happening here? They built up the community, and now Nicholas DeOrio is out there picking apart the community one by one. All of these people that actually get the most views, that drive the eyeballs to the recommended, that drive the eyeballs to other people in the same genre, in the same fucking topic sphere or whatever. Now Nicholas DeOrio, he thinks he has all the power to just chop them off at the legs. So he does that. They had to fucking go. And there was this up-and-comer over here named Salvo Pancakes. Very funny. Nicholas DeOrio is on record saying that Salvo Pancakes may have been the funniest guy in the commentary scene, but he had to go as well. Nicholas DeOrio's reason was like, oh, I don't want to get doxxed and you shouldn't follow Augie to his mom's house or whatever. And that's fine, or whatever. And I could kind of understand where Nicholas DeOrio is coming from with his gripes with Salvo Pancakes. But that just means that Salvo Pancakes was another victim of this egomaniac Nicholas DeOrio. And it's now, I gotta mention, that everybody took a break from what they were doing. Augie RFC, he was like, I'm no longer gonna do this fucking show. Nicholas DeOrio is like, I'm no longer gonna make these fucking videos or whatever. A year goes by, maybe a year and a half goes by. Then Nicholas DeOrio comes back, but this time he's the streamer. Augie RFC is completely off the fucking radar. So Nicholas DeOrio is like, I'll take up the mantle. And to his credit, his streams were very successful. Way more successful than anything that they've ever done before. Nicholas DeOrio, through his fucking streams and his clips, made so much money becoming a streamer. But through being a streamer, he has become so fucking audience captured that you can't even tell who this guy is anymore. Is his name even Nicholas DeOrio anymore? Because he's essentially an H3H3 Ethan Klein cheerleader. He's a post-show and a waiting room. He had real potential to be his own genuine voice out there on the internet, but he chose to just orbit another bigger creator. There was a whole falling out between H3 and Hassan Piker, many lawsuits and many videos and shit being slung back and forth, and Nicholas DeOrio is there around every corner just to fucking slurp the nerds of H3H3. He was like, oh, H3 has a take? That's also my take. Oh, H3 likes watches? Oh, I also like watches. And through all of this sycophancy, I don't even know if that's a word, but anyway, through all that bootlicking, fucking Nicholas DeOrio made his way into the royal court of the H3H3 crew. Now, Nicholas DeOrio, the former H3H3 hater, is H3H3's drama source themselves because of how much he fucking just supports them so much blindly. It's really sad to see, honestly. And that ego is just getting out of control, man. There was a dispute with Mutahar surrounding a drama with another guy, Nux Taku or whatever, and all these clips that happened on Chud Logic. More about Chud Logic in a little bit. But things came out, and Nicholas DeOrio was all like, I don't like how dishonest you are, Mutahar. You're no longer allowed to be in the commentary community. And this is when I think there was that big splash of water in Nicholas DeOrio's face, because guess what? It didn't work. Mutahar is far too big to be affected by Nicholas DeOrio. Everybody else that Nicholas DeOrio went and kicked out of the commentary community, he essentially stifled their careers. Just discarded them like yesterday's dinner. And then a lot of other stuff came out about Mutahar, about him pretending to be an engineer and not actually being an engineer and being dishonest in a whole bunch of other ways, but that has nothing to do with Nicholas DeOrio. Nicholas DeOrio had other people to kick out. Apparently, that other guy, the co-host of that Augie RFC show, that Bo Black's character, well, he had to go as well. He was being dishonest. He was lying about being bipolar or having borderline personality disorder or whatever. It got really desperate and sad for Bo Blacks, and what did Nicholas DeOrio do? Well, Nicholas DeOrio threw him under the bus. All the while, just slurping the nuts of his big daddy, Ethan Klein. Nom, 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 nom. Ethan Klein going after all these people, all these crazy lawsuits that really shouldn't be happening, and all the while, knowing that they're bad lawsuits, knowing that Ethan Klein is kind of doing some fucked up shit that old Nicholas DeOrio would have absolutely no problem calling out. But no, he's got to stay in the circle. He's got to stay in the cult. And I got to say, it's really sad and pathetic. He's just a waiting room at this point, just a post show. And his daddy, Ethan Klein, scheduled a live stream hosted by other people on the H3 podcast fucking channel that counter programs Nicholas DeOrio, and Nicholas DeOrio still showing up with his hat in his hand. It's fucking hilarious. Dude, so fucking funny. And then there was the Turkey Tom situation. I'm not going to get into the whole Turkey Tom situation except to say that Turkey Tom vindicated himself because people came out and accused Turkey Tom of a bunch of stuff, but it was all proven to be lies. Turkey Tom proved it to be a lie, and then the people that accused him came back later and said, yeah, that was all made up. I'm sorry, I was trying to ruin his life. But before it got resolved, Nicholas DeOrio was like, I'm just going to wait and see what happens. But then other commentator over here, Chud Logic, was like, oh, the big sweep is on, implying that Nicholas DeOrio was going to cover for his friend and not talk about this whole situation. And this made Nicholas DeOrio so mad. He was seething, so much so that he had to cut ties with another one of his friends. Nicholas DeOrio watched Chud's videos every single day, was in his chat every single day, and instead of talking about this like adults, he just like fucking blew up on somebody that was a supporter, somebody that was an ally to his content, and just more bricks of the community that Nicholas DeOrio feels that he needs to just chip away at. And that all leads us to the newest situation, the Anissa Jomha situation. I don't know if Anissa Jomha needs any introduction, but she is the wife of iDubbbz. But another thing you need to know is that Anissa and iDubbbz are enemies of the Kleins. So that means Nicholas DeOrio is gonna take the Klein side regardless. So there's this one clip of Anissa Jomha making fun of Hila Klein's voice or whatever, and Nicholas DeOrio is reacting to it being like, this is offensive. He calls it offensive. Man, this guy is a shell of the man that he once was. Offensive, he called it. Anyway, I'm not really paying close attention to it, you know. I've seen a couple clips here and there, but enough to say that Nicholas DeOrio, welcome, my friend, to the Rogues Gallery. You're among some of the worst scumbags on the entire internet over here. Oh, and I also want to show you, Salvo Pancakes used to be an enemy, but he's made his way over here to the redemption column. So there's hope for everybody. If you stop licking the ball sweat at Ethan Klein and being a sycophant and stand on your own 2 feet and make your own content and have your own opinions, well then maybe we could revisit this and adjust this. But until then, you're an enemy for life. Okay, goodbye, see you later, and have a good one.